in a TED Talk. I didn't know anything about physicality or voice or anything like that. So I hired a bunch of coaches. And then over here on the wings side, the emotional side, I wanted to get to the root of why am I so afraid? And what I found was I felt like I wasn't worthy. I felt like I didn't deserve to be standing on that stage. And I was terrified that I was going to be judged. So I got some counseling. But what effectively happened was I turned something intangible that you can't touch or tinker with into something that was tangible that I could execute on. And was I brave when I stepped onto that stage? Nope. But I was able to turn my fear into rocket fuel, which is often called courage.
I also feel like that TED Talk is kind of what set you on this also now, your path with the, helping people find their story. And
I was coaching before. I was still always doing it. It's just people realized I had a skill to do it. More people realized that I had a skill to do it. Yeah.
Or even like speaking and going into the podcast, right? Like just like being comfortable sharing it, sharing your story.
Well, I was always sharing it. I just wasn't sharing it on as public a platform, I guess. But
Cool. So what about the podcast? I guess let's talk about how that started.
okay. I was like, so when I talked about sharing stories, I realized that I had made a difference for other people by sharing mine, and I wondered what would happen if I had the opportunity to share like other people's incredible stories. So I thought, well, let's start a podcast. I had no idea how to do any of it. So I started the process of hacking possibility once again, step by step, inch by inch, habit and task. And lo and behold, when I started sharing these people's stories, the listeners started gravitating. And then all of a sudden, this little podcast that just started as an idea is ranking on iTunes. So these people would share their stories. And what happened was actually quite magical. The listeners started responding. They started quitting their jobs if it wasn't in alignment with who they were. They started going back to school and getting degrees, all based on the fact that people were sharing their stories, but not from a position of, aren't I cool, look what I've done, but instead, the exact opposite. They would share their story starting with when they were struggling or broke or homeless or scared or hadn't come out to their parents or whatever. And when you share your story that way, something really transformative happens for the listener. Not only are they able to see themselves in your story, but they're able to realize that if you were that vulnerable person and you still achieved that incredible accomplishment, and they're scared and they're vulnerable and they have their deficiencies, that maybe they can do the same thing that you did. The truth is, your story matters, and when you share it, it can change somebody's life.
It's giving me a dirty look.
Well, at least he's quiet.
Oh God! Oh, then there's the book too. God, you have so many projects.
The book is just it's a little whatever.
I mean, we don't have. I feel like we're probably. Yeah, I feel like just with the firefighting and the.
Yeah, if you throw too many things, it's like, I'm sorry, where are we now? What are we doing?
I guess what's the most? Well, I have to ask to say what's the most rewarding part right now from what you do with all these projects that you currently are working on?
Yeah.
What gets you up every day? Tell us.
Yeah. What gets me up every day? Actually, let me start again. The root of what gets me up every day is actually quite deep. So, as a firefighter, I see tragedy every day. I witness people that reach the end of their life when they shouldn't have. Suddenly, tragically. But what happens to me when I see that is I have this hypersensitivity to time. And I see these amazing people who have these incredible gifts who are wasting their time because they think they have time. The truth is, we're all on the clock, and those dreams that you are hoping to execute on someday are sitting over there waiting, but the clock is ticking. And we need those people to stand up, and we need those people to live their truth. And what gets me up every day is switching somebody on so they can realize their gifts and realize their potential and acknowledge their greatness and stop playing small and have that one aha moment when either I said something or I brought them a story of somebody else who's accomplished something incredible, and it switches them on in a way that reframes what they believe to be true so that they execute differently throughout their life. What gets me up in the day is being able to show people their greatness, because I feel like if I have a gift, my gift is seeing your gift.
That's surrender.
Is there any other
What
message
about
you want to leave with?
the, oh God, what'd you call it in the restaurant? Warriors. Something about warrior.
Oh, possibility warrior.
Do you want to have her
I definitely
introduce?
want you to say, my name is Shelley Varela.
My name is Shelley Varela.
Whatever you feel like you identify
All right.
with, or maybe.
My name is Shelley Varela, and I am a possibility warrior. I have a bunch of stories on the board. I don't know if you want any of them. I don't know if they're relevant to... what's that?
I love your handwriting.
Oh, thanks. I don't know if it's pertinent to this, but it's...
I think we'll shoot it as B-roll, actually, too.
What's she saying in terms of like content?
what have I got here that might be interesting to you?
Question. I think you were just talking. Tell us about this
Moving at the speed of purpose.
preparation plus acceleration.
All right. That part is not as relevant as the back part, but I'll string it together for you. I'm just waiting for him because he's going to whine in a second. Should I maybe put him back out? Sorry,
Sure,
guys.
yeah. Maybe 10 more minutes, Charles.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. He's like, my feet are cold. There you go. Have fun. Don't talk to strangers. Eat the crust on your sandwich. Some people think they don't have time to pursue their dreams, and when they look at their end goal, it seems so far away. So some people will fail to start. But what you don't realize is when you are in alignment with what's true for you, instead of moving at the speed of logic, the universe conspires to help you, and instead you start to actually move at the speed of purpose.
Do you think it's good to try multiple things or try to master a single or a small handful of skills?
I think it's important to follow your bliss. And that can take many shapes and many forms. It doesn't necessarily need to look like one thing. You don't need to be known for one major skill. If instead you go with the flow. Sorry, I gapped out. No, let me start that one again because it's important. I think it's